If you see yourself becoming a wife one day, then this episode is for you. I know from the title of this episode, you are probably thinking, sis, ain't no way to prep to become someone's wife. You just have to do it. And I'm here to tell you that the lie detector test determined that was a lie. There is work you can do before you get to that point of commitment. So when I go through and discuss my recommendations, understand that some I did and others I was too naive to know about at the time. But through experience in my marriage, I learned more and more. Okay, so what are the things that you can do to kind of prep when you're thinking of a long-term commitment, whether that be marriage or not? Um, One, demolish insecurities. Two, heal. Three, be mindful of those around. Four, be selfless. Five, learn how to say sorry. Six, stop posting. No, for real, y'all. Stop posting. I'll get in greater detail. I just want to list them off first, and then I'm going to go into detail of each one. 7, be clear with your expectations. 8, establish good habits. 9, set intentions. Okay, so demolish all those insecurities you have been holding on to and sort of creating a wall with. You are currently in a relationship. In some instances, you live with your partner, and in some instances, your partner has seen you at your most vulnerable. They have seen you on your worst days and your best days and spent oodles of time with you, so they know you from the inside out. If you have a partner that loves you this way to the core, then why can't you see past your own insecurities and love yourself just as much or more? You know yourself most and spend time with yourself most. And I know at times we can get into our own heads, but baby, it's time to get out. You are a masterpiece, and all masterpieces are different. If all masterpieces of art, for instance, look the same, wouldn't that pull from the value of the art? So think of yourself in this way. You are a masterpiece. Some will like you, others will love you, and some will loathe you, but you weren't placed here to be mediocre, and you aren't. So stop trying to be. Be who you are and appreciate who you are. Love it and grow even more into the woman you are meant to become. Heal from past relationships. Understand the current relationship you are in isn't like the one you were in 1, 2, 5, 6 years ago. Just because someone hurt you, don't let that stifle your perspective on future romantic endeavors, because you could be letting happiness pass you by because of the hurt from years ago. Take that hurt as a lesson learned and move on. Yes, it hurt, but that was the past. And baby, we in the present. Whatever the reason was, you learned from it, and more than likely grew from it. Be thankful you learned what you learned, and be thankful for meeting and being with that person, because you wouldn't have learned that this is how you need to be loved, or you don't want X, Y, and Z in your next relationship. Forgive that person and let go, sis. This is one I didn't understand until later on. You think your friends and your family will be happy for you and your relationship, but sometimes that isn't the case. Sometimes what they show on the outside isn't what they mean on the inside. Some people are jealous of your relationship, point blank. Well, how can you tell the difference, right? Listen to the words that they speak when you are around them, or how they respond to you when you speak on your relationship. Sidebar. This is why I say keep your marriage in the marriage, or relationship in the relationship. This is where you can tell the difference. If they are always saying, well, sis, if he ain't acting right, leave his ass, or, well, I wouldn't let nobody treat me that way. Listen, you will know when you know and hear it, and your gut don't lie. Those types of people you want to keep away from your relationship, because those are the types of people who will try to demolish it. Keep your shit to yourself, sis. There are going to be times when you have to have your me time to refill your cup and keep going. However, don't make everything about you at every turn, twist, and valley. Just as you have feelings, so does your spouse. That happy wife, happy life shit is just that shit, because it should be happy marriage, happy life. But I'm going to sip my tea. But no, seriously, try to see things from different perspectives and not just your own. Only focusing on you will cause many, many arguments in your relationship. Oh, how do I know? Because this was me. Everything was about me, not considering the feelings of my husband. And it was because I couldn't see past my own shit. This was something I learned over time, that I had to take a step back, reflect, and stop only putting focus on myself, because for the relationship to flourish, I had to focus on my husband and our relationship as a whole. Shut up and listen to what your spouse is saying without reacting negatively. Try to understand why they may feel a certain way about this and that. You have to take care of your spouse as much as you take care of yourself. And you have to take care of your spouse spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and sexually. But that's a topic for another day. Y'all know I'm working on decreasing my cursing, but I have to say this. And I know I've been using some curse words throughout this episode, and I don't apologize, because I feel like they are put in the right spot they need to be put. So I'm going to say this. Say fucking sorry. This was something that I spoke about in earlier episodes. I was not one that said sorry, because that would mean I did something wrong. And I never do anything wrong, because, duh, I'm always right? What did Terrence Howard say on Get Rich or Die Trying? It's like, when I'm right, and when I'm wrong, I'm right, but I'm still right because I could have been wrong, but I'm not because I'm right. Yeah, that part. You aren't always going to be right, sis. And that's not the goal anyways, for you to just be right. The goal is for both parties to understand each other. So don't be me. Please. Put your big girl panties on and apologize when necessary. It takes a big person to admit when they are in the wrong. So it may be hard at first, but do it anyways, because it'll help you grow and evolve. Y'all may not like me after this one, but it needs to be said. Stop posting every damn thing on social media. Some things aren't meant for everyone to know. Some things are meant to just be between you and your spouse. Keep your private life off social media. No one needs to know when you got into an argument and what they said versus what you said. Listen, half the time people are preying on your downfall and break up. Don't give them more opportunity to weigh in on your relationship, and don't let outside sources influence your relationship. Be clear with everything. Being clear helps decrease any confusion within the relationship, because you were clear from day one. If you don't like something your spouse does, speak up and be clear. If you are having an off day, be clear with your spouse so they understand that the tone in your voice isn't specifically directed at them, but a result of the horrible day you just had. Don't do what I did, assuming that my husband knew what was wrong and when it was wrong. Because, baby, they are not mind readers. Establish good habits. Set time aside to spend with your spouse regularly. Set time aside to spend with yourself. And set time aside to spend with your friends. Many times when we are in a relationship, we lose ourselves trying to get to love, lose our spouses mentally because we don't make time, or lose our friends because they become less of a priority. Don't do any of that if you value you, your spouse, and your friends. Also, set time aside to have those uncomfortable conversations with your spouse. Once a week or whatever, if you let them fester and build up, it will cause an explosion on people you maybe didn't mean to explode on. Set intentions. Goals are good, but a goal is more so getting to the end result versus an intention, which usually has a reason behind it. For instance, I want to have date night every Friday because it will continue to build upon our strong foundation while we still get to learn one another. I want to be honest and open with you because it shows you that I care about you and love you unconditionally. These are some things I find important in prepping for marriage, but I'd love to hear what's important to you when you are prepping for marriage, or if you are in marriage, what things did you do prior to getting married to prep?